Hi, this is Ink, and this is Wizardry with some sand, also known as programming. And to be more specific, we'll be doing computer vision and some other kind of algorithms. Yeah. We're playing some music. This should be okay, I think. Yeah. Just making sure this is fine. So what we did yesterday, that is previous time I coded, which was quite a long time ago though. Doesn't matter. I basically added ability to test out the photos. That is, if I run the client, let's see if the display works. It's building. Yeah, added option to just load a static image for pose recognition, so we could actually do the necessary algorithm path and do the connectivity first before we optimize stuff for like live view and like live feed. Yeah, good. It did actually load. Amazing. So now we can load the model, load the photo, process the photo, and after processing we see we have some points. Good. So we actually got all of the poses, but I can't really tell. I see some weird artifacts and I want to know what they actually do. So open the file. Close this one. Just allocation of the microphone. What's this? File called today's goal. These are completed, these are completed, these are completed. Increase static image display size to see what it draws. That's one thing. Overview points to see the structure, and if map the key points. Nope. Key points to body parts, and maybe see if key points are displayed in VR. Hopefully. So yeah, let's start with very simple task. Just probably creating a new branch, key point analysis. I don't want to like commit changes to the main branch. Also, let me check one thing. Yeah, the hub I bought is terrible actually. It does not switch the view at all. Maybe this cable is not correct. Could be. Let's try switching the cable. I did make it like a docking panel for streaming. But it does not seem to be responding much. Switch? No? Nope. Does not seem to be working. Sad. Anyways, then we'll be doing manual switching. Docks. Multiple output. I can hide it at the moment. I don't need it. Wait, that's the wrong one. Okay. So, start is simple. Go here. More likely, go here. It's lying. We have the image processors, make it process one. Hi. Hi, Elemental Magic card game. I just do no idea what that is. Did my stream description is a bit too confusing for you? Language that's the language you're going to be using. Is this something meta? Language I'm using is C#. It's none of the fantasy languages. Yep, it's just C#. Process photo. Okay, now you can see. And as you can see, there is some problems with it. I see that the points are being duplicated. Looks like it. But otherwise, if we analyze the photo... Wait, my window is a bit off. Docs, sources. The debug window. Transform. Fit the screen. Yeah, looking into the image. Although to Iris 2 can do target.net. Wait, let me check what actually it does. I never learned well. .net Iris 2. Iris 2 language. Purely functional. Can you collaborate what that language does? Well, in my case, I'm not technically making a game. I'm making a software system. Yeah, OCR. And I'm doing with the tool, so you know. It is dependently typed, meaning you can properly make a DSL to create content for your game. What's a DSL? Domain specific language. I definitely heard about the main specific language. I can't really tell what it actually is. I'm poor at the terms. Okay, cancel. Why are you saying that it's impossible to make games without the address too? So why my thing is again transform? Fit to screen. Can I lock it? Lock preview. Visual Studio. Lock it. Okay, so I see that it draws poses really well. But the problem is with the amount of points it's actually getting. Because when you make your DSL without dependent types, it's possible to create content that is bugged broken. Well, it is possible to do that in any language. But try this, all your content is correct by construction. Mate, I think you need to use a bit less programming terms because I can't really get it, sorry. What do you mean address context makes the content correct by construction? If you use classes, you can also make content right. What is my algorithm? Control L. Infrastructure. Let's say it's processing. Frame process. Dependent types. Subclassing plus generics can do some things, but not too much. Also, the things you can do are huge pains. Yeah, it could be. It really depends on your project scale. So, subclassing and generics are called system F sub, by the way. That sounds very complicated in a way. Yeah, if you need to use generics, I think the project would be entirely different. In my case, it's mostly linear. There's not much difference. It's just separation by functionality. Which means if I have camera, it does camera things. Connects to camera, shows camera, processes camera. If we have detection algorithm, we have a class for detection algorithm. And that's very simple in a way. Where the hell did I put the thing? Process. How the hell did I forgot how to do this? Photo test mode model. What's the view model? Go to the file. Status message. Then my build kinda got corrupted. Elemental, what kind of, like, are you making some kind of game? If you need to use that system, I'm kind of stumped on what kind of applications are you suggesting you can actually do with it. So why this is not correct? Did I made a change somewhere? Yes, I did. Wait, no. No, I didn't. Ooh. Yeah, I have a card game I prototyped in Haskell. And I'm writing it in address 2 now. Isn't Haskell like really complicated language almost no one knows? Nice, good job. Main window. What do you mean it does not exist the current context? No, Haskell is not complicated, it's also mainstream language. Yeah, so my background is then very different. I came from hardware mostly, and C, C++, C languages, and a bit maybe Python. So the things I do is, I guess, I learned it like this. I understand it. That's usually what it matters, as long as it works. And if you have a bigger team, yeah, maybe you need to use a different kind of tooling. Process photo. Okay. Bitmap detection result. Pose detection detect poses. So we need to go here. Haskell isn't used much for people into hardware because it has a runtime system. Okay. Of course, this is essentially no overhead, but it still affects the popularity. Yeah, I guess. Choosing the language is usually like choosing your pop star. Everyone has their own preferences and also depends on the exposure. I may have need to move. Yeah, if everyone around used it, you will likely to use it more, as I have not. So that's how it is. Okay, let's see. Detection result. Detect poses mat. Detection result. It gives me a mat with confidences for 9 points and key points. It gives me 11 sets of 9 points of key points. Can you like tell more about your game? Key points. Okay, so it returns positions, 16 positions. So that's why it's probably draws multiple points. It looks like it made 16 tries. Wait, not 16 tries, 9 tries. And each try has their own confidence. Yeah. So that's why it draws most of it. Because all of them seems to be the same key points. Yes, it seems like it. So we can filter. Okay, Elemental is saying, I would say Haskell is the easiest language for beginners. Iris 2 is a beginner friendly in the sense that you can use it like Haskell, but it also has more advanced features. My game is a perfect information tactical card battle game. Would you say it's similar to like Magic the Gathering? So process mat. It clones it, draw those detections. It gets the mat images and goes for each key point. But as I have multiple, it does return 16 points, which is really good. Elemental is saying, similar to Magic the Gathering in a sense, but being a card battle game. My game is perfect information though, like chess or shogi go. Okay, so, you know everything about your opponent and your moves are technically deterministic. May be very complex, but deterministic. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's a game of skill. Nice. Good job. But with the content more typical of a game like Magic the Gathering. Do you already have a wishlist page in Steam, or how are you planning to publish it? Person index. Should be a single person though. Confidence as key points. Yeah, so it basically detects multiple people. Okay, I think we can solve this. First, if we go back to this thing, we have detect poses. Detect poses should only result a single have test, yeah. A single person. Nope, I released the alpha version already and did some playtesting with a bunch of people on Twitch. Hoping after the Idris 2 rewrite I can eliminate a ton of bugs and streamline adding a bunch more content. I hope you will be able to do that. Yeah, sure, nice. Yeah, generally after making the first prototype, it's a good idea to rewrite some things. Because if it's a pain to make changes, it's will be problematic, especially if you have like something like a multiplayer game where you need to feed the updates constantly so you will not lose the public. Yellow processor. Okay. And I guess if you like have already made like at least a prototype, you could probably definitely have a wishlist page or even a demo. Apparently that's really good. Just getting out it to the world so people could see it and wishlist it. Ugh. Detect poses. Pose detection result. Why is it duplicating things? So, first of all, the result already draws poses. Drawing here or outside. Draw pose detections. Frame processing service. Process frame. Detect poses. It's used in the frame processor here. I need to switch the pages because I'm getting lost a bit. Ugh. It processes in the background, but also has here. Yeah, I have no idea why it's saying that it does not detect the model. Model? Oh, because it's for some real... Wait. It does not detect it because it does not detect the observable properties? Weird. Process photo. Detect poses. Detect poses. Pose detection service. Pose detection service. Frame processor. I think that's a bit. To do the usage in pose photo test VM suggest run maybe send this poster. Process frame. Okay, let's run it here and see if the result actually gives me again those duplicated frames. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Continue. Oh. Come on, I don't need this output. I don't need this Copilot. Oh, because it does not call it here. That's why. Okay. So the problem here that it calls the pose detection service, which is not the correct thing, because we already have frame processor, which is used in real-time processing. Pose detection service, is it used anywhere else? No, it does not. So that's the problem with the dependencies. So frame processor. I think I have too many of these guys. Frame processor. Frame process. And then frame processor detect poses. No, process frame. Process frame. It gives me return. Math frame. Detection result. Delete this one. Process math. No, detection result column. Right now. Wait. Gives. Oh, that's. Okay, never mind. Return it to not frame processor, because frame processor does not actually return the math. I still don't get it. Why is it not loading? Does not contain definition for follows and no extensible method. What do you mean? A rebuild solution? So the first problem is today's goal. Create static image. This is done. The yolopose detection service detect poses returns 9 confidences with 16 9 sets 16 pose points. It should only return 1 set. Can't they make it road wrap? Outlining? Maybe. Okay, frame processing service. No, yolopose processor. Detect processes. Detect poses. We go to detect poses. Go to its implementation. I forgot how to do that. Hey, go to implementation. So that's implementation. So for some reason it returned 16 of these. Let's see why. Okay, scaling, return reference with outputs. Process all outputs. Could be here. Okay, so the problem is likely with here, because it may return multiple confidences. That's why it's problematic. One confidence, 17 key points. Dimensions, output shape. Handle 3D outputs. I don't like how much of this stuff there is. I need to have a drink. How the hell do I hide this one? Okay. Output. Let's first check what kind of output do we get. I think that would be the best. Load the model. Load the photo, process photo. Continue. So, the output. It's just an image. Data pointer. It looks like magic, honestly. Okay, there's nothing usable here. Sizes. 3 sizes. Oh, because it's 3-dimensional array. That's the output shape. Number of features, 56. Number of detections, 8,400. Okay. Reshaping. That's slightly better, but still highly unusable. Transposed. Yep, still not unusable. Extract the confidence. This may take a while. Bounding points as key points. Around to here. Key point set. We have X, Y, and key point confidence. Okay. So maybe it's just 9 key points? Okay. Stop it here. We have the results, key points, and confidences. Key point set. Best confidence. So that gives me best confidence. And best key points. Yeah. Sure, a bit of logging and then result.key points. Result key points, but key points, no. Empty collection and result.confidence is same. Kinda messy, but I don't know what kind of math is done here. I don't. But that's okay, because that's usually only what matters is just result. Load process. Continue. This is useless. So, key points. 17 key points. And we have every key point. And each key point also has its own confidence. Pretty good. Of course, you can't see. Arg. Do we need to show the debug locals? Probably. Why stop being opened? I don't need you. So, result. See? We have the best confidence and a bunch of key points. Yeah. A bunch of key points. Continue. And now Now, look at that. Perfect, clean, amazing. And we also have drawn a confidence output. Good, very good. So I fixed the duplication. Of course, it's questionable how it will work on any stretches. I need to sit down. Okay, I'm back. So, images processed. You can see the endpoints are very nicely defined. Maybe in some way, maybe slight offset, but in this application which I'll be using, it's not particularly relevant. See the hips also nicely set. We also have the face, which is interesting. We don't have the neck though, which is also again quite interesting. Okay, so if we go back into file to days ago, see the structure. Head has a couple of points, which are ears, eyes, and nose. Okay. So fix key point duplication. Yeah, fix the duplication. Oh. Now I need to try mapping it somehow to the actual body parts. Processors, no operation, canny processor, processing mode, raw frame, QR calibration model, that's not the right thingy. Main goals, nope. Detection, that is the one. It just only detects, it does not map it. Would be nice to also map the head to different. Why? Because, okay, we have 17 key points formats, Coco style skeleton connections. Let's actually look up it so I could map it better. Coco skeleton. computer vision. Coca whole body. Yeah, though it seems that Coco is doing some faces and ears instead of a neck. Right, data format. Face box, left hand box, whole body, foot key points, face key points. Key point detection. Honestly, no idea. But we can try doing something else. If we go into integration mode, why this thingy? Nope, not this. Oh, because the namespace isn't correct. That's why. So the thing is, I need to map it. If I open on the main window, I have a tracker data, which is frame ID, trackers. So I don't like this kind of layout, it's kind of sucks. Okay, frame tracker data, tracker frames. Trackers count. Tracker frame. Yeah, for some reason, it stopped detecting observable object properties. Tracker frame. Oh, it uses protobuf. Okay. Tracker pose. Use positions. Use angles. So that create a tracker frame skeleton data. System name is calibrated, get a hash code. What is this called? Multi-camera orchestrator. It's not technically used yet. Mm-hmm. Insufficient cameras with detections. Detections. How do you do this? What's this? Multi-camera post-triangulation service. Okay. That's the point. Calculate skeleton, probably. Calculate complete skeleton data, including joint angles, positions, and rotations. Okay. So in this case, if I have photo test control, design width, let's add another panel. Can I have also the design? The background. So I could see what I'm doing. Okay. That's the image result. And a stack panel called orientation horizontal. Sure. Button called close, but not really. Process skeleton. It's photo processed. Maybe. A lot of this is just currently at the debugging mode, because it's easier to process a single photo. Maybe then I can find like multiple. If I know that the skeleton is okay, Then I can move to the actual recognition processes and see how it processes, well, multi-camera input. Or even just with a single camera, can it actually go to the place I want it to go? This photo process skeleton command. Text block. Skeleton status message. Sounds good enough. Text photo pilot. Like, why? It used to be like you could actually generate stuff here, but no. Process skeleton command. Let's don't use that one because it messes up with my alignment. Public I command process skeleton command. Just implement it. Process skeleton. Generate method. Why making it? If it's new thing, add it at the bottom, not the front, silly being. Also, we need to clean the VS location. Private, read only. I skeleton calculation service. Add parameters constructor. Status message. Nope. Photo processed. Observable property, private string, skeleton status message. String empty. Process skeleton. Where's the result? Don't suggest me anything. Detection result. Not Roy. Post detection result. Why last detection result? Just detection result. Okay, detection result. Nope. Not a skelly. Model body measurements. Does not have the body measurements though. It's just not okay. Calculate skeleton. Key points 3D. The problem is that I'm only getting, at least at 2D camera, only getting basically not even vectors, I'm getting points. I need vectors. Models body measurements. This is like chicken or an egg situation. Because the pose detection, what does it do? It detects the poses in a given image. It basically gives me the points. How does it actually draw those? How does it detect what to draw? Draw pose detections. It matches it. Okay. So what probably in the pose detection result I should also convert it to the skelly? Don't I have some readmes? Example test data. Services. I have the skeleton. Complicated. Skeleton. Yeah, because it asks for 3D position of key points, which is only gotten from multi-camera after triangulation. Yeah. Key points per camera. Key points per camera triangulation. This is 0.3f. That's not the right thing. Yes, some things are just too complicated. We cannot calculate the skeleton because we don't have 3D key points. We can't get 3D key points from a single camera. We can only get the angles, so mainly vectors. Create a tracker frame. Yeah, and the tracker framing requires actually having positions. The thing is, here we actually can distinguish which result is which. Okay, wait, per person index, drop pose detections. Drop pose detections. Pose detection result. Okay, I think we can use the good old VR. So we have a problem. Okay. Let's reference this active. So the pose so pose detection results should have what? Probably vectors of a skeleton from a root point. What the root point is the head. It does not have, for example, the neck, because if you want to track it, we need to track the head. Okay, because we get the head from the headset, which is absolute position. So from the absolute position, we can then map it using vectors. Okay, so if we use unit vectors for each part of the body, we can then scale it using actual body part measurements. So in that case, it would actually give me the right position. But again, how do you know orientation? I think you can know the orientation. It will not compile. Yep. Hmm. Error build. Metadata. What's happening? Models photo processed. I don't think the model has it. Partial. Okay, I need to like delete the VS folder, so I'll be restarting. Okay. Hopefully this will work now. And some binding errors or something. Sure, just delete this method. I don't care. There's another namespaces problems. That is what's the problematic. Namespaces. Hey, let me drag you. Okay, that's the wrong namespace. Okay. Add the body measurements. So that loads. And I lost my thought process. Nice. I wanted to see the skeleton. Did I just delete it? Yes, of course I did. Good job. Deleted the model. No. Models. It's good they made the backup models. Wait, no, binary. Models? Refresh. Load model. Good. So I could know the root node. Or do I inherently cannot do this? I should be able to do this. Because I can estimate the torso rotation? Maybe? Can I? My goal is to map it to the absolute coordination. Because VR skeleton does not have full shoulders, I think. Does it? Yeah. Looking at the regular image, okay, it has shoulders, but it does not have rotation of the body. Does it? Maybe it could estimate the rotations. I don't know. Yes, it probably needs to draw a bone in here for neck attachment, then a bone to the chest, then to the waist, and then to the hips. It needs 3 more bones. And then we can attach it here. Or you could say we need to normalize the pose. Honestly, I don't know. How to map a 2D shape to 3D object. Maybe it's just, I don't know. course, everything is closed. Yolopose detection service. Okay, let's do the simple thing. Say chat, hey, let's take this file, say detection service, say, hey, I want to save the Coco skeleton into pose detection result. Like in here. Nope. Like in here, where key points are actually mapped to the skeleton. As it is currently made in draw post detections, it is not correct architecturally, as the drawing should only use already parsed, already calculated points. Because then I would have all the Coco key points in the same class, which is pose detection result, which is for 2D. This should help, because then I can just simply feed it to the pose tracking service. Oh wait, that's not an agent. Detection count. Skeleton connections. Yeah, because it's not the same format for VR applications. Similar, but not really. Result skeleton connections. Yeah. But that's not the right thing. Let's just keep point mapping schema. I want it to be saved as a Coco skeleton class. Means sequence would be saved with maybe like arm, torso, head, or single. Complicated. Don't I press enter? Enter. Enter. Cancel. Proceed anyway. Yeah, there's no point of just having the raw index pairs. Bones, so also called. Skeleton. Of course, it always pushes into the same file. Head connections. Get all connections. Key point indexes. Okay, that is way easier to understand. Also, there should be a num. Likely. Get name. Body part, nope. It looks bad. Why building? Do not run build. Don't build commands. Okay. It's better to some extent. New Coco skeleton. Terrible, honestly, just terrible. Okay. First, we can use enums. Second, one class, one file. Third, yolopose detection. For some reason returns multiple key points, but I added multiple key points confidence sets. So I added this one to extract it best. So use that one to map key point values to Coco skeleton. Yeah, this is some days it does really good things. Like a lot of this algorithm, like mapping, parsing, all of this was done by AI. But yeah, as you can see, sometimes it's just terrible. And body part. Mm-hmm. Bones. Torso. Oh, slightly better, so basically a mapper. All connections. Body part, key points. Key point index. Nose is a root for some reason. I don't know who asked to use the example, to make the example. And the skeleton connections. Okay, it saves the confidence too, good. Get all connection, get key point value by none. Has key point. And now we do have the skelly. Cocker key point index. Head connection, torso connection. Yeah, basic square. Let's see what it did here. So it refactored some stuff. Sure, whatever. Okay, remove this one, that's okay. Keep, draw the skeleton, get all connections, keep. Process output, creates new skeleton. Best confidence. Best detected key points to the skeletons. Okay, yes, it maps it. The skeleton in the result. Of course, it's not in the right place. Okay, let's just move it. Move to type, key point set. Move to type, key point set. Slightly better, this is the wrong namespace. Load the model, okay. It's an interface, it does not need the accessibility modifiers. Okay, we have the skelly. Common objects and context. Shoulder, knee. Okay, now we can actually see if it actually works. The refactor it did. I need to drink water. Good, still works. Amazing. Real good. This works. Let's just do the easy stuff and just also ask like then in the photo pose photo test control also display and separate table the photo skeleton false. Yeah, this one is like expanding immensely, but that's how it goes. In the prototype stage, it needs to be like that, needs to be expanded. Just wondering why there's multiple points here, but anyways, should be fine. At least I have the indexes. Yeah, if we can display the results, then I can analyze the data better. So from my point of view, I think I would be normalizing coordinates based on the root position, which is head, because we'll be attaching the head, not the hips, not anything else, the head, because we know the head position. Of course, count to visibility converter. What did you do? I'll drop the example because I don't need it. Oh wait, it already has the stuff which I needed in the example. Nice. Maybe. So the arrow window light. Load photo, process photo. Look! Yes! That's pretty. That is what they wanted. Yeah. So now I can see it. Okay, we have a nose. It has confidence and it's visible. Nose, it's visible. We have left eye, right eye. Left eye, which is makes sense, barely visible. No confidence. Yes, in this way, the may be problematic when you don't have your face fully revealed. What do you take for granted? Well, then you take the neck. Then you take the center point of here. And then map the skeleton to different points, I guess. Good, good, good. Now the thing is, can we actually normalize it? Or just make a skeleton which is... let me save the changes first. Of course, there will be a ton of stuff which is not needed or just weird, but I guess it's fine. Stage, convert, or more like save copper skelly and display results. Incredible. There will be a lot of junk which I will be needing to clean up, but at the moment I want to get the minimal valuable result. So we have the pose. Now we need to somehow change it to the skeleton. First, this one does nothing. 16 out of 17 key points visible. Amazing. So now the issue is what? If you want to feed it into actual tracker data, we don't have left, right, hip. Wait, we do have left, right, hip. We don't have the core. Wait, let me open SteamVR and just check what kind of data we have. SteamVR launch. You will not be able to see it because it's... Okay, go to settings. Devices, manage trackers. I need some headset to be actually connected. So, devices, manage trackers. Nope. Actually need to put on the headset. Oh, whatever. Or take it as hips, maybe. Because, for example, in just VR, what's a core? Okay, let's stop this one. Amazing, love it. Post control, count to visibility. Some other stuff which is done. Key points, display item, whatever. So, there's the root node in SteamVR skeleton. Based on the core search result, root node in your SteamVR skeleton is the pelvis, also known as root in some places. Pelvis. Tracker pose pelvis. Okay. So that's pretty okay. Calculate root position. Skeleton calculation service already use it. The pelvis root is calculated as a midpoint between left hip and right hip key points. Amazing, it's already being done. Beautiful. Okay. Why pelvis root is a root node because stability, center of mass, most stable point, we are a standard. HMD attachment. Okay. Pelvis. So what do you want to do? It would calc. Okay, let's say in the pose I also want to try convert Coco skeleton into your standard skeleton, and then overlay it on the result photo together with Coco Skelly. I may need to normalize Coco skeleton XY coordinates to the hip. Maybe. Okay. Because then, yeah, if I can show how it converts, I can probably directly then feed it. Or make a feeder which directly feeds into the tracker stat data. Not sure how. I could just feed XY coordinates, but then the Z coordinates, it's, well, not existing. Oh, hell of a you doing way too many. Draw VR skeleton. We'll see the result. Maybe it will be fine. Convert Coco skeleton to VR skeleton, load the original image, convert BGI. Maybe. modify from the regular image because it's okay, why do you want to load from regular image? Because a concrete point of test, less setup and it's easier to understand, and may later also load two images to have triangulation. Skelly. And eventually this whole UI will be likely not even needed. Likely. Mm-hmm. Okay, what did you do? Calculus pelvis hip center as root, normalize all relative to the root, maps 10 VR bones to from Coca key points. Draws a length. Spine root. Let's see. Load, process. Why they show VR skeleton is... What the hell is this? Just call this method. Why? Shows both. Load process. What? Yes, let's go. Let's go. Yes. This is what we wanted. Perfect. Even shows a legend. Amazing. Yeah. And I have a neck, which means I can attach it. Okay. I don't remember the senders. detection complete confidence. Okay, good, good, good. Map Coco to VR Skelly 2D. Yeah, this is getting expansive, but this is necessary because I can then check it step by step. Shows amazing. Points ones that you need. Now, what I want to do is feed it. Keep it. Looks amazing. Good job. Okay. Now I want to add button to stop feeding the coordinates to the tracker service. That is, I will be testing out just connection of data of your key points to Coco to your Skelly to the service to yeah I understand that don't really have the coordinates, so we may need to use rotations, or for first time just feed the coordinates. So I could see in VR if the pose seems correct, even though the location will not. Complicated points, a lot of stuff, but it's necessary. Yeah, the UDP sender is in main window. It could be like the problem, so like, oh, when the tracker is missing, the point is missing, probably would be then use the last known point, for example. I ate all my cookies, I have no cookies left. Start streaming UDP since UDP sender is already configured, yep. I already verified it using example that I can move the points. Basically, a fake-ish coordinates. Streaming, start streaming, stop streaming. And yeah, maybe we'll have it. Maybe. And after we have that, maybe we can start experimenting with actual camera footage. It even adds icons. Beautiful. Stream data to Steam VR via UDP. Yep. Beautiful. Hmm. Just the code is actually correct. Okay. So what did you do? Added start streaming commands. Yep. This is kinda odd, but you know, frame counter. UDP sender service. Yep. Start streaming is configured. Detection result via result. Stop streaming stream frame. Create tracker frame from skeleton. Well, this is a static. Oh wait, no, this is just a method. Create a tracker frame. Well, that was just questionable if this actually should be here. Null to visibility converter, amazing. Dual skeleton drawing service, Coca to skeleton converter. Add streaming functionality to complete the pipeline. Yeah, logger, streamer, key methods, start streaming, stop streaming, stream frame object. 14 trackers, pelvis root. Pixel to meter scale. Well, let's see. Then I need to run the Steam VR. Launch. Configure. Load model, load photo, process photo. Okay, Steam VR should be running. Now stream. Configure target. Configure. TP connection. I don't remember. What is the port? What kind of port do they use? Should be a little bit configured. Okay. Let's actually have a short break. And I'll be returning a bit later. Where's my software? Hello. Configure main window. I don't remember. Okay, what's the point? Samples, test data, multi-camera integration example, not really. I don't have it connected. your tracker to wake up. The problem is that I cannot start it. So that's not this one, that's not this one. Pause control. Results table. Now I need a start streaming command. Enable this photo processed. Is it not processed? Model is photo processed. Not full current document. It should be processed. Yeah, so is it not configured? Generate VR skeleton library. Draw skeleton info, start streaming. If UDP sender not configured, streaming status. Not streaming. Process photo. Why is it not working? Let me hide the debug at the moment. Because I'm using the wrong one. Also, where's my music? Please, music, get back. That's view model. Is enable photo processed. Process photo. Well, something is not triggered. Yeah, it does not allow. Kind of change, but it's fine as long as it works. Okay. Load process. Okay, now it should be processing. And then start stream. Configure. Start stream. It is streaming. Good. Now, tracker seems to be getting data. Now I need to actually see. I only have one game which can show full body tracking. Okay. Let's go. Let's run it and see how it goes. I may need to set up a bit longer. It is sending data. Amazing. Very good thing. Now we'll see if the data is actually at the same position, in which I actually need to launch a game. Because if we can send the position and we can see the trackers being in the same orientation at least, we're onto something. Where is it? Okay. My headphones. I need this. I need to open the menus. The non-streaming VR trackers. And then probably also add the displays some way. Okay. I also need to change some settings. I'll probably switch to something different. Sure. Where's the mirror? Or the one, the mirror. I need to change some settings. Whoa. Okay, SteamVR is a bit chuggy. What's happening? Why is it lagging so much? Okay, that's an overlay. Whoa. Okay, I may need to change settings outside the SteamVR. Settings, video, resolution, custom. Make it a very small resolution so it would be smooth. Manage trackers. Now every tracker is actually disabled. Chest, left leg. I don't know. Hip. Is it waist? Hip tracker. Wait, no. There's no hip tracker, there's only waist tracker. Waist, right upper arm. I don't know. Right shoulder, right. Can try showing something, but I don't think that's a good idea at the moment. A left forearm, left elbow, left leg. Left knee. Left ankle. Wait, no. That's left ankle. That's left knee. I'm confused. left upper arm. Hip, there's no hip. There's a waist and a chest. I know, I'm kind of confused. But I did set some settings. Okay. Calibrate? I have some poses. And that's way too low resolution. Settings. I think my name is not correct. Naming is not correct. Let's increase the resolution so I could see what's happening. Okay, close it. What's my client doing? Still doing okay. Okay. Let me switch to different worlds. Where is the optimized box? Optimized box, create a private instance. Okay, join the instance. Then I will add a overview to the stream so you could see what's happening. Plus, I guess, make this one plus game capture, specific window here. Yes. Okay. Let's see. Transition. Okay. So the point is we go to the mirror. We turn on the mirror and now you can see we have the points. Yeah, I added the calibration thingy. Wait a minute. Calibration. Yeah, I press calibrate. And now you can see the points which it generated because you can press the calibrate and then it just matches points. Also, if I do this, it does nothing because it's not feeding the data is static. And also I think I actually disabled the tracking. Where is the tracking? Calling chat box, nope. Hide these windows, we don't need this. Tracking. It is disabled. It is enabled. Spine mode, log head, log both, log hip. Calibrate. Okay, so I had an overlay. Let's also show the debug. Move this down. Game capture, debug. Okay. Let me adjust some settings. Can I crop it? Not the game capture studio debug. Transform crop. Transition, high transition, blend. How do you crop it? Studio debug. So move this to the side. How the hell do you crop it? So should be able to see, and I also will be able to see. We have some positions there in the corner. I don't think you see the mouse though, or do you? Probably not. Mouse? No? Yeah, you can see we have the arm, we have the shoulder line, we have the neck. This arm is a bit funky, and the hips is also kind of funky, because I very likely used the wrong points in the settings. But it does seem to work. Let me just check the more SteamVR settings. I may have not used the right tracker names. Okay, and we don't have, we have chest tracker, check. That is there. Forearm, left elbow. Problem is the left elbow. Left elbow. Elbow. Left hand. Left shoulder. What happens if I change the left shoulder? Nothing happens. Right shoulder, right ankle. Left leg is definitely not left ankle. Left knee. Yeah, my namings are really not right. Oh, okay. Maybe that's left wrist. Look, something's changing. Left wrist. Left knee. Leg. Thigh. Leg. So maybe that's left ankle. Left upper arm. Shoulder. Right forearm. Be right wrist. It isn't, yeah, so it is kind of onto something. Of course, when it's static and it's not moving, it's kind of difficult to say. Right leg would be maybe right ankle. Right thigh will be right knee. Upper arm, right shoulder, waist, hip. There is no hip. Okay. Yeah. So in some way it is kind of working. Close it. Wait, can I just place the camera here? Yeah, of course I can. Looks familiar. Yep, looks very familiar. And also keep in mind that at the moment we're marking the positions in here. Stop stream. I know. You know what we can do? We need another image. We just need another image. Images. White background. Person. Or something like that. Single person. Let's see. 0, maybe. Okay. Yes, that looks like a perfect photo. Save image. Wait. Silly me, I forgot that I need to do this. Oh well. Anyways, I was talking about other kind of stuff, but you can see at least the hands and the upper part seems to be kind of correct. The legs are not. Okay. I'm trying to download an image. What the hell did I put this code? Code models. Probably need to save it as your quick access. Models debug. Test data. Man front. So if we load a different photo, or just do load a photo, process photo, and it changes, probably not the right way, but it did change. Okay. Which means we can feed data. If we can feed data, let's see, everything is also good confidence. It does not seem that it's entirely correct data. Because of course, how can it be correct when you have only 2-dimensional data? And you need in 3 dimensions. But the data connection is correct then. Yes, it is correct. Let's try a different photo. Save image. Call it 1 for simplicity. 1. Load photo, process photo. Yep. It seems to be working. It draws the skelly. Of course, if I like finish the calibration, like or maybe it is probably because of the bindings, maybe because the bindings are not correct. Maybe because it does not seem to be following any of these bindings. Could be the bindings. Live tracker on a chest. Shared bindings. Slime VR. VR chat bindings. Current control, community bindings. Do I need to have a different binding library? Create new binding? Trigger, drone, action, menu. One hand menu, options, close back, activate. What's this binding? Okay. It does not seem to be helping at all. But it is loading in some way. You could probably... Tools. Do I have anything that can be used? So, you probably can see. So, the photo, the test photo, let me zoom it out a bit. So, the test photo, also I need probably an overlay. You can see it has arm here, Left leg also seems to be okay. Like this. Right leg is a bit funky. Yeah. Oh, and of course it is funky because I have no reference of depth. But the shape seems to be okay. So we have one arm, another arm, leg, and some other tracker which I do not know which one it is. So also could be problem just in general with Steam VR settings. Not stream settings, VR settings. Controls. Manage controller bindings. That's not the right one. VR home. Manage trackers. You can see the tracker roles. They have a bunch of different trackers. They do seem to be struggling a bit. And there's very likely that my naming is not correct too. But it does work. Which is quite good. It works, it feeds. Means we should be able to move to triangulation at some point. Okay, and the streaming is also working, which is good. Right ear, left ear. Could go with something more challenging. This is probably would be an interesting photo to check. Save image. 2. Load photo, process photo. So we have the character. It seems that the confidence is a bit lower. But if we have a look at that, yep, you can definitely see the arms are spread. Legs a bit more. There's one loose point, but everything else seems to be somewhat okayish. Good. What now? Seems to be okay. I'm a bit stumped at the moment. Okay. What I can say that we can probably close the VR. Close the VR. VR is closed. Mm-hmm. Okay. Stop this. Of course. That's fine. But I can then again make a checkpoint. Test tracker mapping with static to the image. It did actually write something about what to do next. It's just converter. Whoa! Would you look at that? Yeah, would you look at that? Whereas there's still some problems, like from SteamVR settings, I don't see hips. I only see waist and chest. But I think that's okay. Can be fixed. Okay. Let's see our today's goal. Overview, key points on structure. Head has a couple of points, but shears. Okay. Converter from Coco seems to be able to convert. Also, head is not used as a root, I think. So that's okay. That is done. Map key points to body parts. Check. See if key points are displayed in VR. Check. Everything is done. So this is amazing, beautiful. Complete to do. Okay. We can map static to the images to the key points and then do some fancy calculations to actually send the data. Now, what should we do next? I ran the app, processing works, key points are mostly mapped correctly to right body parts, streaming works. What can I do next? Would it be time to try doing multi-camera tracking and the multi-camera configuration. These changes based on what you did or propose detection result. Okay. Magics. Though that would be problematic in case of just I don't have footage and I don't have a way to map it. Or I would need some metric footage. Maybe there's Coco dataset. Yes, at some point I will need to like bind actual headset with the actual key points. Coco dataset. Pose. People. Explorer. Pose. Coco dataset. Coco metric dataset. Okay, did update some document. Let's see what they actually did right. So current state, let's see if it's correct. Single photo processing, log the photo, YOLO detection, Coco skeleton. Yep. Skeleton conversion, hip normalized. Yes. This can always be changed. In terms, it's just more like I want the 3D points. Same with regular trackings. When you're setting up, it may be some funky stuff happening. So let's make sure the volume or music is a bit lower, maybe. So, dual skeleton overlay. Coca green, VR blue, yep. UDP stream, yep. Works perfectly. I managed to write drivers, not work. Key point mapping. All 17 key points correctly mapped. Yes. The existing triangulation service do not need changes for the Coco skeleton work. Here's why. Cam or YOLO pose detection results. Points. Key point points. Your service already prices key points and points. Yeah, but the points have... That is not correct. The key points points is x, y, and confidence, not 3D coordinates. Yeah, it's confidence. Yes. Hardware setup, overlapping cameras. Oh yeah, I would need to calibrate the cameras first, which means I don't have the system for the camera calibration fully developed yet. Yep. Calibrate each camera, start camera extrinsics. Yep. That would be definitely auto stereo calibration, because I will be using phones and not, or phones webcams, so they will not be fixed. Enable multi-camera mode in UI. Yeah. It already has it. Though maybe a single camera would be nice too. Good point. Let's do the funky thing of running a video. Run this. I will need to run the things again, likely, in the video of someone dancing. Cool, stock footage. Good. Stock footage. Skip, confirm. Open camera. Let's hide it for a moment. The studio debug. We'll see. Add the camera. Start capture. Make sure this is configured. Load the model. Okay, it does load it. Let's also run the VR. Yeah, you will not be able to see it because I'm currently setting up the system, rather. Yeah, I'm getting like half a FPS on CPU. Otherwise, it seems to be okay-ish. Or do we need to connect it first? Okay. What am I doing? My do okay, I'm not sure what I'm doing now. That's too much. Yeah, that's way too much. I do have a at least stock video. Okay, close this one, back to this, stop capture, of course, disconnect, close it. Let's, instead of that, just plan what we're going to do next. Yeah, because my head is a bit cloudy. Okay, no, it's not compatible. Calibrate the cameras, enable multi-view. We don't have the multi-view. Hook up multi-camera pipeline. It's not yet hooked up. Load calibrations on startup, test multi-cameras tracking. Add one camera, load module, start capture, check the pose detection displays correctly. Test two camera and trial calibration, add the second camera with calibration module. Enable multi-camera checkbox, start capture on both cameras, stand in front of both cameras. Sounds good. Both cameras show 2D pose detection. 3D skeleton calculated from triangulation. And it sends 3D positions. Two cameras detections, check both cameras see the person, jittery positions, poor calibration, wrong scale, body measurements, person is floating, camera extrinsic is incorrect, cameras not synchronized. Would be nice, but not happening. Performance single camera, two cameras, 3-4 cameras, 15-30 FPS. Skip frame. Triangulation is implemented to some extent. Skeleton calculation, yep. Done. Mount two cameras with overlapping view. Calibrate both cameras, yep, we don't have it yet. Set cameras positions. And we will be using cameras placed in not known positions due to the fact that the user is not capable doing that, and the camera hardware will be different. Checkerbox, visualization, temporal filtering, code changes. Okay. Yeah, then it's not viable at the moment because we do not have depth. Load camera calibrations on startup. There's a lot of stuff we'll still need to do, but the fact that they managed to make some other stuff. Synchronized capture. Yep, that is what they want to do. Oh, it would be using the same checkerboard. Well, there's still a lot of stuff. Mainly just camera calibration. Stereo calibration. Okay. I think the next main step would be thing can doing similar to pose photo test control, but instead just using single camera stream to see how it connects. Camera stream. I will focus on calibrating, then multi camera calibrating, then intrinsics, then I need something else. Then routing the skeleton to the headset. Yes. Then also I need to compile OpenCV sharp to use CUDA to use GPU. Go to HMD, let's start. We'll create live camera test control. Then just reuse. You can just use main window. Let's single test. As there no need to be button to start streaming tracker data, just as an auto test. Yes. Okay, and we'll be probably ending. Probably. Also need to charge my controllers. Frame processing. Actually, I will be doing that. Yeah, just update it to use, and I'll be doing that definitely just later. But I'm getting there. Good. So very important thing, I can actually use the photo to feed the pose to the VR. It's in the wrong location because it does not have depth data, because it's a single photo. And of course, it does not have data. I guess it'll probably also need some kind of math to map the size of the limb. We'll see. To the pixel value or something like that, so it could get the depth. A roadmap. Draw plant OML for that. Yes. So it would be easier to read. Development roadmap. Total. Stereo calibration, 8 to 11 hours. Yep. Honestly, yep. I would agree that it could take that long. Of course, this one is unable to display. Tools, manage extensions. Okay, so yeah, that's what we're probably going to do next time. Maybe try to connect the camera stream and see how it works with the detection. Maybe also focus on the calibration windows. That will be probably enough, because there's still a lot of the, even just such a complex thing as compiling the library to use GPU, because we're currently just running out in CPU. So yeah, I think that will be it. So yeah, thanks for watching.